Oh, Harry! Harry! Oh, yeah, Harry!
You know, there comes a time when you probably ought to stop broadcasting. I probably should have quit about 5 years before I passed.
I think we should have quit about 20 years ago.
That's okay. I've been listening since 10. I can't make anything out of it.
What am I to count? What do I know? We only deal in truth here.
Oh my God, what world am I living in? Scott Barter's making me laugh.
Don't you feel a little stupid? Go over there this afternoon. Throw your worm in the water. See how that works out.
Throw your worm in the water means something different in Los Angeles.
Well, it means about the same thing here in Kenosha. Wow, things haven't changed.
That's what I'm saying. I can't make heads or tails which part is which.
Was a virgin sacrifice?
Not that I recall. We couldn't find one.
And not in Kenosha anyway, right?
Get through what you got to get through, Scott.
This program is a real challenge.
Good morning, everybody. This is Uncle Scotty Barter, and welcome to the August 25th edition of the Kenosha Today Weekly Report. We are coming to you live from Studio A here at AM 1050 WLIP. We are streaming live someplace, apparently, and booming across the rain-soaked cornfields of the Midwest, reaching out to over 1.4 million listeners residing here in the Tri-County area, being brought to you this morning by our major sponsors, the Boathouse Pub and Eatery and Barter's Financial Planning Services, along with a host of other very fine local business. With us this morning, my personal relationship advisor.
I've been reinstated.
He's been reinstated after he quit in a huff last week.
I have only one word to say. Scum, 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 scum.
That's not helping the cause.
Scum, 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 scum.
Quitter. Anyway, also my boyhood hero, our video coordinator, the love doctor / Cabana boy, Spider Ronnie the camera dude, joins us here at Camp Happy Face.
Good morning.
And filling in for Wacky Wayne, who's apparently someplace.
He's at Simmons Field. I just saw him.
He's on assignment.
On assignment. What's he doing down there?
I have no idea.
Schmoozing with Mr. Kingfish?
Making more money he would be sitting right here. I tell you that much right now.
Anyway, filling in for Wacky Wayne is always our good friend. We welcome here all the time. JumboJimTron.com Celovich.
What's up, buddies?
Well, nice to see you.
Yeah, it's nice to be. I'd say it's better to be seen than viewed, which is always good. Always happy to be here, guys.
You say that now, sure.
I'm lying, of course, but you know.
This week, the Kenosha Today Secret Word Challenge is sponsored by Barter's Financial Planning Services and the Kenosha Today Brain Trust. See, we still have a brain trust. Not many brain cells, but we have a brain trust.
Yeah, that makes sense.
It does? Pre-selected.
I'm lying again.
Yeah.
I'll be lying all morning, so continue.
You'll be lying in state.
Hey.
So as a trust, can you sign as trustee for the trust?
Yeah, bring it on. Bring them on. Coming up after the... anyway, the secret word. If you say the secret word, you win a $20 Boathouse gift card. Compliments of Barter's Financial Planning Services. Coming up again after a 10:30 weather break, we have Kenosha's fastest growing game show sensation, the Lightning Round City in Jeopardy, which is sponsored by the Boathouse Pub and Eatery. And of course, after 11 o'clock, we have also sponsored by the Boathouse Pub and Eatery, this week's top 10 thought-provoking category. And these are the top 10 school supplies required by the Kenosha Unified School System. You know, our theme today is back to school.
Oh.
Unless we get waylaid. What?
What, you just want to hear some now?
Yeah.
What do you got?
Oh, yeah, here. We got something special for you, Scott.
Hi everyone, let's learn the alphabet with so many fun ABC songs and so many fun ABC games and stories with so many friends from all over the world. Let's go! Follow me!
Somehow I don't think this is going to end well.
B, C, D, E, F, G, la, 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 la. H, I, J, K, L, M, N, la, 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 la. O, P, Q, R, S, T, U, la, la, la. V, W, X, Y, Z, la, la,
All
la.
right. So
Okay.
we have set the bar very low,
Jimmy's back.
and we will taper down from there.
Okay.
Also, hey, Jimmy, when we have a new bit called Inspiring Kenosha.
Ooh, okay.
And Captain Mike, now known as Seabiscuit, he calls in after 11 o'clock.
Hopefully, he won't give us his health report.
God, that's,
Really got an hour left at that point.
that's right. And also during that half hour, we're going to be playing Stump the Chumps.
Jim, speaking of only having an hour, I must say this. You know, it is David Grigorski's birthday today.
Is it,
so-
Paul?
Yeah, yep.
Paul, if you're listening, happy birthday,
Happy
buddy.
birthday, man. So,
Yeah. Good old Paul.
Pole?
Yeah, the barber Paul.
Oh. Last time
He used to cut my hair back in, well, not since the Clinton administration, but...
you had hair to cut?
Oh, I haven't carried a comb since the Clinton administration.
What do you do? Put a little talc on there and chamois it off?
I tell you what, I let go. Yes, I let go. It's like it ain't gonna happen. Nothing's happening up there, Jim. Just
Didn't you try some of those?
Just shave it off.
Wasn't there a deal where you could get a hair transplant? I saw a guy that did this, and it looked like he was like a little garden. A little
Yeah.
speck.
got the plugs.
Got the plugs,
plugs.
and it was supposed to grow together, kind of like grass. And
I remember before Rogaine became available. It was all in testing, and finally, when it became available, I went to a dermatologist, and it cracks me up to this day. He looked at my head, looked at me, he goes, "Too late."
Now wasn't that
too late? It was just,
wasn't that how they discovered Viagra? The guy was working on a hair growth formula and noticed it had certain side effects.
side effects. Good point there.
Stand on end.
Yeah, there you go. There you go.
Do we have a call here? Mr.
I don't know. Do we?
JimTron.com.
Oh, okay.
All right. Good morning. You're on Kenosha today.
I had a call. I wanted to say hi to Jim Sulovich and happy belated birthday. August 19th, your birthday, right?
Yes, it is kind of creepy. You know that, but thank you. Thank you for
We
asking.
share the same birthday.
Oh,
That's right. We do.
Yeah, we
That's
do.
right. Last year I
Yep.
was in Los Angeles.
Yeah,
And you too, and Bill Clinton share the
And
same.
Bill
Yeah,
Clinton.
you share the same birthday, and you weren't around, so I said, oh, I got to say happy birthday to Jim today.
I appreciate that, Shirley. Thank you very much, dear. How are you?
Well,
Don't
we're
encourage
hanging
her.
in there.
Good. That's all we can do, right?
That's all we can do, right? Get
Shirley.
one day at a time.
All right, Shirley, coming up in November, the county board authorized a referendum to see if medical marijuana should be
I
accepted.
saw that, yeah.
So that'd be good for business, right?
I put my pot out in the garage.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, there you go. We just go to your garage.
Now, is this Elmo? Is this a statewide thing, or is it
No,
just
no,
county?
it's just pretty meaningless. But that's it.
Well, do you think this?
The citizens are going to vote on whether the state should allow medical marijuana.
Do you think this is going to pass?
It doesn't matter. It's an advisory.
I know,
referendum,
but
so-
if you're a politician, and let's say this passes by overwhelming, or even by one,
I don't think if our governor's still in power or not.
As our friend said yesterday, it's down to the golden rule. Whoever's got the cash makes the rules.
Yep.
Well, that's right. See,
That's
Yeah.
true. That is true.
we just don't sit at the boathouse in production meetings and just whistle Dixie and make up stuff.
You guys whistle Dixon.
Well, if she comes in.
Hey, hey.
This governor's not going to pass it. I know that.
Well, brings another.
Unless if one of his big money backers say, "Hey, Scott, here's a good idea." Okay.
Yep.
Do you know
Yeah,
how much
right,
money?
I know.
$7 million has flooded into Wisconsin's governor's race. $7 million just
Wow.
since the last couple of weeks.
Good for WLIP.
Yeah. Otherwise, they'd be on. See, you're going to have to. Otherwise, you'd have to take a pay cut from probably 150,000, Jim, to about around 120.
150,000 what?
Barter coins.
Bitcoins?
Bitcoins.
No, barter coin.
Barter coin?
Yeah. All right,
It's
Shirley.
Yeah, just happy birthday, belated birthday.
Thank you, dear. You take care now.
Okay.
We'll see you around.
I'll be listening.
Okay. Bye-bye.
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 Well,
bye-bye.
That's one of the topics that we'll let our callers. I want to see what people think. Should we vote to, even though it's just an advisory referendum?
Yeah.
Should Wisconsin make
Same thing we did
legal?
with the casino too. I mean,
yeah. Well, that ship has sailed.
Actually, that's what we were discussing yesterday is legalizing gambling in Wisconsin.
Mm-hmm.
So
Well, that's the thing, is
so that other people can open their own casinos. So that's
instead of just the Indians. Otherwise, we got
technically they're sovereign nations, so they're not part of the state of Wisconsin.
Yeah, but can you visualize if they allow this open to anybody? Then you got a person like Irish Ruth coming into Wisconsin with her friend Libby Custer and that crew, and opening up her own That's
Her
not-
own casino. Yeah. Good.
And also, school is starting in a week. When does it start? Tuesday.
I don't have kids. I don't know.
Fourth.
The 4th?
The 4th,
Day after Labor Day.
day after Labor Day.
Watch this. Some
Down in
kid-
Chicago, they're already.
2 days after Captain Mike's birthday party.
some snot-nosed kid's going to call up and say, "Hi, Daddy." You take the call.
Sure.
Think of where you were about
What do
10
you want?
years
You
ago.
want money, kid? Ain't gonna happen.
Anyway, the next topic is, should school start before Labor Day or after Labor Day?
What about going year round?
I think that's a good idea.
Well,
So do I. Get a couple
but
weeks
then-
off here and there.
You know,
Keep
some-
those brats off the streets. That's
keep
what I
them
say.
away. It's not those little kids. All the wonderful kids. But, we used to start some years back. School started before Labor Day, but the tourism group up in the Dells especially said no, they wanted that last weekend. So then we start after Labor Day, and so one of the arguments is, well, if we started before Labor Day, we're going to have to air condition the schools, as opposed to going to school in June 10th to 12th, depending on if we got to make up snow days. Well, you do it then. They have to have so many school days by state law. So this isn't a state law. Oh, I guess it is a state statute that says you can't start, and state shouldn't dictate. If you think
You got to
that-
put in, 181 days, I think.
I
is-
believe
gotta
you're
get-
correct. Is that before the unexcused absences? You guys have never ditched out of school, did you?
I never did, actually. No.
Too much having a good time, man. when
I
you're going
didn't even go to senior skip today.
Yeah.
I was there. It was
Yeah, I spent a lot of time downtown.
I'm a virtuous individual. Come on.
a virtuous.
Remember me and my locker.
Cigar store.
Me and my locker partner skipped a couple classes once. We went down to Dutch Maid.
Oh yeah.
So we're sitting in
Oh,
Dutch,
yeah.
sitting in
Yeah,
Dutch
yeah.
Maid, having whatever. Here comes the vice principal and my counselor walking into the place. Yeah,
to eat or just chase you around?
no, to eat.
To eat.
Oh, how do you explain that?
I got in trouble.
You should have just told me you were an honor roll student on early release.
Well, he knew that. Believe me, they knew me.
That ship had sailed too. huh?
That's long.
You went to
gone.
Bradford, right?
Yeah.
Oh,
You know, when I was in school, we didn't have to skip class because the teachers went on strike all the time. So what the,
There you go.
I remember my good friend Jim Matzer telling me the story back in the day. And his mother gives him $5 for a haircut. He goes down to the hole, the pool place, comes back with about 25.
There you
So
go.
what happened to your haircut? Well, they were busy.
Yeah, couldn't fit me in.
You know, a lot of guys in that era, in the mid early '60s, got a good education down in a place called the Hole in the Kenosha Billiards. I think it was
Absolutely.
I used to have my office on top of that. And my father used to hang down there, too, in the hole.
Oh, really?
But I had my office for a while up in the Schwartz building right next to
Back in the day, well, even in the day,
that eating place down there.
that's closed, right?
What?
The Kenosha Billiards, the pool place.
Oh, yeah. It was for years.
Storage, correct.
Apparently, you could make a gambling wager down in that place, from what people tell me.
I know there's a certain dining establishment next door across the alley, and there's a tunnel that goes down between the two, so people could go down into the dining establishment and then go downstairs and go through the tunnel and end up in the hole.
At a production meeting last night, yesterday afternoon, I'm not going to say his name, and this gal comes in. She's a little older, and they waved, and he goes, "She made her first bet with me when I was 19." So
Yeah, my dad used to tell me stories about old Kenosha. He used to run numbers back in the day.
Yep.
anyway, we're going to still replay this thing tomorrow, according to your.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm just here for 2 hours.
Well, don't you have to?
No, I don't do
prep
that.
something.
I don't
for
do
plays
that.
tomorrow.
Wayne's doing that.
Wayne's doing that.
Okay.
Hardest working man in radio.
Yeah.
And I'm not the hardest working man, at least hardest working man in radio.
Did you go to the fair last week? Were you?
Yeah, I was there for a couple hours
Working?
on Saturday. Yeah.
What was your function? Feeding the
I
chickens?
sat there and handed out candy to kids. And
You didn't water the pigs illegally, did you?
no, I just sat there and enjoyed the views.
Hey, I do have to say, I've got a brand new chair here. Given my escapade a few weeks ago with the WLIP chair of death that I almost got killed in. But,
Well, what happened?
He's just sitting here and
God,
broken. Like
the chair
Yeah.
like broke in half,
Yeah.
and I almost fell on the floor. And,
Wow.
oh, God.
We're going down
This
goes
is
Elmo.
good.
Down goes Elmo.
I finally have a chair that doesn't have a skid mark on it, so that's a good.
Not
thing.
yet.
Okay, not yet. Okay, well, wait till
It's only
wait till the show's done.
highbrow stuff.
Anyway, the question is, do you think schools should open before or after Labor Day? And the district should, here's one of the comments, the district should come up with money to air condition every building. Oh, yeah. How much do you think that's going to cost? I don't know how many schools we
Back in my day, when I went to school, we sweat on the paper, and we sweat, and we learned because of it.
That was sweat?
That was sweat. You had to pee, you had to wait.
What is that a character you're...
I have no idea. It is now. It's my new character, Old Man Kenosha.
Here's another...
Old man Robotron.
Yeah.
.com.
There was no Robotrons back in my day.
I don't know.
I have no idea what's going on.
Okay, the other question
No
was-
idea what's
And I
You come to this side of the table.
and I feel right at home. I mean, I
That's
I
it.
don't
Yep.
feel anything different.
Anyway, and the other question was, should the voters decide on to legalize medical marijuana in this advisory referendum? You think this is going to
They just get to voice their opinion. They
Yeah.
don't get to decide.
Well,
anything.
that's true. Hey, we were at this another production meeting. We have these mostly every day, and they were talking about impeaching Trump. And what did some of the Democrats that are in office thought that if Trump is impeached,
40% of Trump is impeached, that Hillary Clinton will become president. So.
these are the people who are running our country. 262-694-1050.
Again, that number 262-694-1050.
Didn't I just say that?
I said it so they can understand it.
Oh,
Hey, is little Anthony still being detained in Germany, or what?
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw his Facebook page.
Okay.
Is he back?
No, I haven't seen.
he went to
Wolfenbüttel, where they make Jägermeister.
That's
Yeah, I know.
right.
There was a little incident there. He was being detained for use of lederhosen in violation of the 1617 German purity laws.
I'm just picturing Anthony in lederhosen for a second there, and almost lost my breakfast. It was like,
Well, he called us a couple weeks before, and
He's going for 10 days.
yeah, he was going for 10 days, and I asked him whose dime that was on, and
Schnitzel.
I forget what he said. I don't think we want to go
we
there.
can't
but-
comment on that. We were,
No.
we were
You know, when people call me and say, this is off the rerecord, boy, that's a stretch
really-
right there.
yeah.
That's a stretch. Anyway, like
how
I-
high do you want your property taxes to be?
Yeah, that's right. think they're carving up my car. Wait till they get on the front of my house. So, Alma, how are you going to pull me out of this slump that I'm in as my relationship advisor? How are you going to? I mean, you got anything?
What, you want me to read your letter now, or we should?
Yeah, go ahead.
We could say this for later.
This is no. We can.
Good.
We got a lull here.
what is this? What's this all about?
Well, you're going to find
Well,
out. Pay
that's
attention.
as me, I do feel, as a. I'm not only a relationship advisor to Scotty, but dear Dr. Trixie, that's my partner. Okay, so it says,
Okay.
is it mandatory for a true drunkard to have gone through at least one bad divorce in his drinking life? Signed, Uncle Scotty. She replies, Dear Uncle Scotty, on the contrary, my dear friend, heavy drinking leads to marital bliss. Respected research has shown that heavy drinking cuts the rate of divorce almost in half. Here's the catch, though. Your spouse also needs to be a heavy drinker. If somehow you got your drunk keister hitched to a TAT, tight keistered teetotaler. I won't use the other word.
Let's not.
The chance of you staying married are less than 50%. Yes, being a TAT can wreak havoc on a relationship and could ultimately lead to divorce. According to a recent study funded by the National Institute on Alcohol Abuse and Alcoholism, a marriage is most likely to dissolve even if only one spouse is a TAT, as opposed to both being normal, healthy drunks. Researchers from the University at Buffalo Research Institute on Addictions determined that the happiest marriages are between two drunkards, closely followed by two TATs. Parentheses. How seriously can how happy can a TAT's life really be? And the worst type of marriage is between a drunkard and a TAT. Anyway, Why is it called a honeymoon? A strong, healthy marriage needs a good start. So back in the day, the bride and groom got to take a month off, otherwise known as a moon, and spend the time together completely blotto on mead made from honey. So there you have it. The foundation of a good marriage is booze and lots of it.
Well, Spider, you're the only one in the room married, so what do you think? Sounds like good advice to me.
He's hammered. He's hammered. 10:30 in the morning. He's drunk.
Right.
Day drinking. You can't drink all day if you don't start early, right?
That's
What
right.
they say.
Well, I don't know if I want to put that as a profile, do I?
What I'm looking for in a woman.
Drunkard.
Well, no, that's...
It is more fun when they drink.
Yeah, well...
Moving along.
Help me out here.
Cocktailgirls.com.
Let's talk about marijuana some more.
Yeah. look at all the phones lit up about that, huh?
Granted, you've made your case against speed, LSD, heroin, and those ghastly-looking pills. But I maintain the evidence against marijuana isn't in yet.
Well, sir, will you concede that it might be as harmful as alcohol?
Well, all right, but it's no worse.
No, sir, I hope not. Because according to U.S. government figures, between 5 and 6 million people in this country are physically and mentally sick as a result of their use of alcohol. The National Safety Council estimates that on the highways, liquor-caused property damage amounts to over $4 billion annually. As long ago as 1965, a year that incidentally was carefully researched, 29,400 Americans died on the highways in alcohol-related accidents. Now, I think it's safe to assume that figure is even larger today. Now, let me ask you, if marijuana possesses only half the potential of alcohol for violence, criminality, accidents, and social degradation, do we need pot?
Is that the guy from Dragnet?
It is Dragnet.
That is, of course. The late, great Jack Webb.
Jack Webb, yeah.
Webb. Isn't that the Blue Boy episode? Or
yeah, it was one of the
one of those.
Those are always so funny. I'm telling you what, just the way he rattles.
The guy that was on LSD and paints himself blue or something.
Yeah.
This wasn't the guy that said book him, Dano.
No,
that's Hawaii
Five-0.
Well, this is the guy that what was he famous for?
Dragnet.
Right? I know, but I mean, he had a famous saying in there, which I forget.
The facts, just the
just the facts, man. Just the facts, man. Well, we're coming down to.
We had Colonel Potter was in there with him too.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, he was his partner.
Bill Gannon.
This is a serious note for all of you employees.
Can we take this phone call?
Oh yeah, go ahead. Good morning on Kenosha Today.
This is Ganga from Libertyville. Your show is truly a bastion of knowledge.
What makes you say that, Gunga?
1950 Dragnet rerun nonsense.
Well, so are you for marijuana? Would you vote to legalize it?
I'm for anything that would get me out of a marriage.
Well, 9 times. You must smoke a lot of dope then, right?
You know, we found a picture.
Yes, I'm on number 9. Yes.
We found a picture of your house.
I'm truly in hoochie bliss.
Hoochie bliss. See, now if you were in Wisconsin, you'd have to, because it's community property, you'd have to split your stash with your next-to-be ex-wife.
Oh, certainly not. She can get her own stash.
We saw a picture of your house.
Yeah,
it was.
It's going to go up on Facebook this week.
It's the one with about the 100.
I have several.
The one with the 100 sheep in the front yard.
Goats.
Yeah.
Oh, well, the goats, yes.
And they're nervous.
Lovely. I cut down on gasoline on my lawn mowing.
Hey, one of the questions of the topics is should all the snot-nosed little kids go to school? Should school start after Labor Day, before? Back in Pakistan, where you're from, it is South Pakistan, right?
That's correct.
Okay, when did you start school?
Yesterday.
So you were a late bloomer. Were you ever on the honor roll?
Yes. I never went to school prior to yesterday.
So what did we learn from this?
Now in the first grade of your great country.
Did you do you ever date your teacher?
Certainly not. Those women should be respected.
But yeah, am I talking to the right Gunga?
Have you ever thought about that, gentlemen? Respecting women.
All night long.
All night long.
Oh, excellent.
So one of the snot-nosed... Go ahead.
Yeah, no, I was just going to ask you if you're really going to come up with a really logistic topic today.
Well, we're searching. Do you have a topic for us?
No, I just started school myself. Your guys are all in business.
Do you have you taken the United States sex ed course yet, or are you teaching?
No, not yet.
Yeah.
I'm willing to try though.
All night long.
My 8 wives have told me I know nothing about the sexual appetites of one's woman that is needed.
Don't you ever hear of Viagra? What do they call Viagra in Pakistan?
I have a question for Gunga.
Viagra.
Okay. He's got a question for you.
Gunga, I have a question. So if you feed your goats Shirley's product, does it make them horny?
Ooh.
Ooh.
I would cover the button, gentlemen.
No, let's not go there. I'm begging you.
Well, no, forget it. I'm not even going to go there.
And you want to retract that question?
Yeah, retract it.
Okay, thank you.
Okay.
All right.
You know, being a relationship advisor, I need to know these things. So that's
Almost.
Email me at horny.com.
Yeah, what
horny.com.
Yeah, I'm kind of
just don't Google it.
I'm kind of mirrored in a slump here, Gunga. It's not looking good for me.
Yes. Who is this brain trust you have brought onto your program today?
The brain drops? Oh, this is Jumbo
brain trust. Raindrops. What are you talking about?
Raindrops.
Brain trust. Well, there's Elmo.
Yeah, what are you guys, a bunch of turkeys looking up into the rain waiting to drown?
Oh, we got to take a break here.
Somewhere there's a compliment in there.
Sooner or later.
Hey, Gunga, I gotta go to the weather.
Have a wonderful day, gentlemen.
All right. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Well, we made it through that segment without having a... There's no lyrics to this? What is this supposed to be? I thought this was supposed to be back to school.
This is Hot for Teacher. I'm sorry, I should went right to the lyrics.
Yep.
All right, kill it. Unless you got... Hello, everybody. This is Uncle Scotty Barter, and welcome to the August 25th edition of the Kenosha State Weekly Report. Now you got it? We're coming to you live from Studio A here at AM 1050 WLIP, spreading the love to over 1.4 million people in the WLIP listening area that surrounds us here at Camp Happy Face. Again, we invite you to join the thousands of our fans who have already spent... What? What are you laughing for?
I don't,
you got something else going on?
I'm laughing at myself because I'm just screwing everything up today.
Oh, that's a lot better.
Like people can
That's
tell
out of the ordinary.
That people can tell the difference, you know. But
yeah, I just heard Wacky Wayne on that promo.
He did.
Yeah, he did. He's coming along in about the year and a half that he's been here. See,
$18,000 down the drain.
Yeah.
It's starting to pay off. Okay.
Yeah, another 20 years in radio, and he'll
be like you.
Maybe make his money back.
Maybe he'll be on your next play.
Possibly.
We are brought to you by our major sponsors, the Boathouse Pub and Eatery and Barter's Financial Planning Services, along with a host of many other very fine local businesses. Joining us this morning, have you heard, my relationship advisor. He's back, operating out of a red panel truck in the Boathouse parking lot. Elmo Schneider is here. Mr. Relate.
Yes, I am.
So I asked, you read that thing, that's going to get me out of this slump?
I don't think so.
You know, I've been kicked to the curb so many times. I know my garbage man on a first name basis when I see him. Puts a toe tag on me.
We won't mention the garage door opener this time. Okay.
Look at there goes.
There goes the text. Okay, all right.
What's the garage door opener thing? As if
We don't really want to go there.
Okay. Does your listening audience know about it?
I'm sure they do.
They do now. It has a code, as a code.
Gotcha. Inside jokes.
Yep.
Well, outside operator, but
Gotcha.
I have to protect myself. You know, I'm very. I'm very.
That's why words depends.
That's
Okay.
why I'm very susceptible to rash. I carry talc with me all the time. Engineering and oh wait, I forgot to say Spider's here. Spider, you're here.
I'm here, yeah.
And
You're taking off next week, right?
Yeah. Yep.
Where are you going?
Harley 115.
He's going to the
Harley 100
convention.
Oh, gotcha. All right.
You know, filling in for Wacky Wayne, who's on assignment down at Simmons Field, schmoozing with Mr. Kingfish.
And the cheese curds.
And the cheese curds. Boy, that you eat a few of those, and that'll stop your old...
That'll clog it up.
JumboJimTron.com. Silovich is here.
That's me.
And trying to all his material and all his new sound
All my
effects on.
screw-ups.
Next week, speaking of next week...
Cow.
No.
I forgot all about that. Maybe I should.
Starting next week, next week, we are actually being preempted for the last half hour.
Yes.
So we're only going to have 90 minutes of this glorified nonsense.
Radio bliss.
We are being preempted because Carthage has a football game that starts at noon.
Yeah, the season starts there pretty soon with John Weiser.
Oh, shoot. See?
I'm sorry.
Elmo. You can't do it.
I can't. I don't have my glasses. Okay.
Well, let's just say.
They never listen, do they?
Oh, boy, where was I at now? Come on. The show's being recorded, aren't we?
Yeah, unfortunately,
For
yes.
training purposes, so we can replay this nonsense tomorrow.
Yeah.
It'll be lost on a secret server someplace, and the Russians will take
The
it.
Russians, yeah. Can you imagine this show picked up in Russia? And also gives you're the board operator, opportunity to blip out any words
Yeah.
that may be inappropriate. It's like a little kid at a candy store, right?
That's an alpaca.
You know, if we never need legal help, I hear Michael Cohen's available.
Speaking of alpacas, I heard they had a big earthquake in Peru, and all the alpacas fell down there.
Really?
Yep.
I don't know. I wonder what the anteaters have to say about that.
I don't know.
That's not nice. Boy, I hate it. Okay, can I have...
Oh, yeah, you want the show back? Go ahead. It is your show.
After the 11 o'clock break...
I used to date a girl that had a snout, but that was... We won't talk about that.
What'd you call her for a nickname? Beak?
Nosy.
Nosy. Anyway, this week's top 10 thought-provoking categories, the top 10 school supplies required by the Kenosha Unified School System. And then in week 5, in our Inspiring Kenosha, Captain Mike will see what he's
Talk about it. Medical problems.
And now, boys and girls.
What?
It's time for Kenosha's fastest-growing game show sensation, the lightning round of City in Jeopardy, sponsored by the Boathouse Pub and Eatery. And to be eligible, no one from your household could have won any contest on WIP within the last 60 days. We will now clear the phone lines. That's a technical thing.
Was that necessary?
That means I got to work.
And I'm going to read the question, which is a very sophisticated, intelligent, multiple-choice question.
Yeah.
And you're going to get 3 somewhat intellectual answers to choose from. And after that, you're going to hear the ding, Elmo. And the first caller to correctly answer the question wins a Kenosha Today $25 gift certificate to the Boathouse Pub and Eatery, which is located at 4917 7th Avenue here in Kenosha. Open Monday through Friday at 11 a.m., featuring weekly lunch and dinner specials. Enjoy a beautiful waterfront view and stop in for their big Saturday and Sunday morning breakfast and Bloody Mary specials beginning at 7 a.m. until noon. And if you're planning a party or a banquet, call Joyce 262-654-9922, or you can find them on theboathousekenosha.com. All right, here's the sophisticated question. What is the biggest improvement in the new Kenosha News format? They started a week ago. What's the biggest improvement in the new Kenosha News format? A, the Good Morning section features articles on Jimmy Hoff on vacation and Dick Nixon running for president. B, the corrections page is now twice as large as the front page section. Or C, the Take Two section allows plenty of extra paper to fully line your cat's litter box, birdcage, and rat fish in. 262-694-1050, the first caller. What is the biggest improvement in the new Kenosha News format? A, the Good Morning section featured Jimmy Hoffa on vacation and Dick Nixon running for president. B, the corrections page is twice as large as the front page section. Or C, the Take Two section allows plenty of extra paper to fully line your cat's litter box, birdcage, and wrap fish in.
All right.
The phone lines still aren't clear, are they?
No, they've extended the delay.
There you go.
26.
Here it
here we
is.
go.
Yeah, well, let's see what happens.
Can't remember, they extended the delay to 30 seconds.
Oh, is that right?
Day and a half.
We got somebody online.
Oh, okay. Good morning. You're on Kenosha today.
Good morning.
Who's this?
Floyd from
Floyd.
Pleasant Prairie.
Okay, Floyd. All right. Now,
Are you a barber?
You're not Floyd the barber, are you?
Not today.
You're not pink, are you?
No, I'm not pink either.
Okay, all right.
He's trying to be cute, meaning you're not Pink Floyd.
Gee, Scott, is that what I was doing?
Well,
I've never heard that.
He's never heard that
before.
one before.
Well, Floyd sounds like he could be a little older like me. And
Just like Pink Floyd
a little
is.
more mature.
Just like Pink Floyd is.
Oh.
Those guys are 70. Come on, man.
All right. Well, Floyd.
So are you.
You guys actually get paid to do this, huh?
We'd rather not say.
Floyd.
You think we get paid?
Not a hell of a lot, Floyd. Not a hell of a lot.
Floyd, you want to win this or don't you?
Absolutely.
Okay, here's the question. What's the biggest improvement in the new Kenosha News format? You have seen the new paper, haven't you?
I get the paper. I
Okay.
think I'm obviously it's C.
Well, wait a minute. I got to read these, okay?
Come on, we got to fill the time
All
here.
right, all right. A, the Good Morning section featured Jimmy Hoffa on vacation and Dick Nixon running for president. B, the corrections page is twice as large as the front page section. Or C, the Take Two section allows plenty of extra paper to fully line your cat's litter box, birdcage, and wrap fish.
Oh
in.
yeah, it's got to be C.
Floyd, that's an incorrect answer. You lose. I've been waiting for 5 years to do
To
that.
have a loser.
Floyd, you're a loser this week.
I don't see how I could miss that.
Okay, we'll
That
give the Russian judge will just send me some and you win. We'll give it to you.
You're a winner. You're a
Yeah,
winner,
we're the
buddy.
winner.
You're a winner.
Now you're supposed to play some.
It's a miracle.
No, that's not the right one.
No, God! I didn't hear you get nothing.
no, no, no. That's the wrong one. I'm sorry. I'm trying to find.
I'm reading some hate mail here. A second. Oh, Floyd, I'm right back. I'm right back with you.
That's not it either. Congratulations, you're a winner.
Yeah.
You're a winner.
All right.
Somewhere there's the City in Jeopardy theme song in there
I don't
that you're supposed to play. But anyway, Floyd,
I'm hot for teacher.
off the air, JumboJimtron.com is somewhere along the line he's going to get your name, address, and phone number, and I will mail this to you on Monday.
Okay.
And thank you for being
You're
here.
gonna-
Huh?
Okay, hey Floyd, hang on the line. I'll get your information just a second. Okay.
Okay.
Did you have a question before he gets this?
No.
No. Okay.
He's done.
He's done. Anyway, this is, well, waiting for that. This is to all the business people in the area that are looking to hire new people. And what better way to qualify new hires than to take advantage of the very low Kenosha Today advertising rates and increase your ability to fill these positions? There are approximately 1.4 million people living in the WIP listening area, reaching as far south as North Chicago, west to Lake Geneva, and to the northern suburbs of Milwaukee. And if you're looking to fill jobs such as service types, truck drivers, general laborers, warehouse workers, to include any skilled job openings, call me 262-652-6767, and I'll get all the information out to you. Emma, you can do that one from Pete's place.
Oh, I was going to rewrite this, but I didn't.
Oh,
No,
okay.
you got-
All right, sir. We'll get.
Keep going. I got to.
Oh, keep going. All right, well.
I need a little more
Give me
notice
that.
here.
Give me that. I'll read it. If you,
No,
unless you
no,
want to
no,
take it.
no.
Okay, go ahead.
Pete's Union Park Tavern, located at 4528 there. So that's.
Okay, we got that. I got through it, a text message here. Anyway, let's. We're talking about what went on in Washington. You know, Cohen pleaded guilty. What I don't understand is now he owes the IRS $1.4 million.
Yikes!
And he owes probably over $1 million in legal fees. He sets up a GoFundMe page
Given that his net worth is over $100 million, he really needs a GoFundMe page. That's right. So.
Well, didn't they seize all his assets?
No.
Oh, they didn't. How can they do it? He pleads guilty and he doesn't have to set up a GoFundMe page?
He's being funded by the Clinton Foundation now. So.
And he's a lawyer?
He was.
He's a lawyer, and he has the... And he gets a slimier lawyer to defend him there. And just kind of got him to plead guilty to things that are not criminal offenses.
Gotcha. Is his wife in trouble too, or is that somebody else?
Is that his wife? No, that was another couple, I think, in California that used campaign funds.
Yeah. Yep.
To I don't know if I have that one.
$500,000 or $250,000.
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
Off his charge card.
He said he paid it all back though. So that's,
sure he did.
Hey, here's something for you.
He's got all the canceled checks to prove he paid it back. So they're going the Jesse Jackson Jr. route. Okay, I got to buy Michael Jackson's white glove to have in my collection. So
put that on your crotch.
Yeah. And a moose head.
You know, the Trumpster, he's having problems with just about everybody in Washington these days, and if they're talking about impeaching him, he said the stock market would crash and everybody would be very poor. And so on the same paper, on the same page, I would, if you were owning Amazon stock that's now trading, it closed at over $1,900 a share last week. It started the year at $900.
Wow.
So,
you know, my sister's boyfriend works for Amazon. He's in the upper echelon. You know how many days a month Jeff Bezos shows up to work?
How many days a month? Probably none.
One.
Is that required
he
by
shows
him?
up one day at Amazon headquarters.
Just to pick up his check?
Well, he doesn't have to pick up a check.
Automatic deposit.
But he said he's had his leadership team has been there, same guys for 20 years that run the place. So
well, if it's not broke, don't fix it, right? It's not like it's WIP here. It's, again, running at like a finely tuned oiled machine.
That's right.
You got a new chair. What do you?
Yeah, what do you get? A new just sitting in a new chair?
I got a new chair, yep.
You don't have to duct tape your hands to the rails anymore? Elmo, what do you think about this Manafort, convicted of 8 out of the 18 crimes that he was supposed to
No,
commit?
I think it's patriotic to try to pay as the least amount of taxes as possible. So that's...
Well, sure, that's the American...
The IRS is the enemy. You're an accountant. You should know that.
According to this side, there's other people that are... Well, yeah, it's
Isn't that the deal? It's just a game. Okay, we're gonna make these rules, and you got to find ways to get around them.
Well,
that's
it. Trump hasn't released his own tax returns because they're under audit. This has got to be the longest audit.
I don't think anybody should have to release their tax returns. So
yeah, I don't.
If the IRS doesn't find anything wrong, it's up to them to. So why release them?
Does a public official have to release their tax return?
No,
I don't think so.
No,
it's not in the Constitution where he has to. I mean, they were just kind of badgering him into doing that.
It got started as a political thing, I think, back in Reagan's days. He was the first guy to release them and challenged one of his challengers to do the same thing. So now it's just become, everybody's got to release their tax returns. It's nobody's business.
You know, the IRS is so gutted by employees and cutbacks in the last 5-8 years. It's like an open season on the IRS.
Mm-hmm.
So you could take the same client, the same situation, give it to 5 different accountants, come up with 5 different answers or results, and all be approved by the IRS.
Right.
So, I mean, it's
the tax code is so huge, nobody knows what the hell it is anyway.
These guys just passed the thing, and it was like 1,100 pages. Did you read it? No. Nobody read it. So, I mean, I didn't invent the system, and if I was Trump, he's got S corporations.
So Jim, do we get it? Do we get a tax deduction for farm animals?
I don't know. The buffalo might have something.
Scott, cut it out.
That was me last. That was me last night, actually.
Speaking of buffalo, we had the story on.
Okay, come on.
The bison taunter got 130 days in jail.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know if I have that.
Yeah, good. I saw that yesterday.
This guy's taunting. This is on Colorado, right? Where it is illegal.
Yellowstone. Yep.
Yellowstone. So the buffalo.
Yeah. Okay.
Didn't like that at all.
It's illegal to taunt buffalo in that state, and so this guy taunts this thing, and it's huge. It's what, about 400 or 500 pounds? Looked like Anthony Kennedy with horns.
Oh, hey!
Now, I'm just kidding.
Oh.
I'm just kidding. So what they taunt him with? Cheese sandwich.
Chicken sandwich.
A chicken sandwich, yeah. We'll be hearing from him. Anyway, so
If he's back in the
if he's
States.
out of jail in Germany, okay.
So he got, this Bison guy got...
130 days.
And he needs to probably seek some psychiatric help.
I would think so.
I mean, stay off the booze.
Well, he was going to all the different national parks out in the Rocky Mountains and,
Yeah, but what's in your
and taunting animals.
What's in your thought process
Yeah.
to do that? You know, I've seen Captain Mike come to a production meeting. He taunts every gal that walks in the place. He's still
you
out
don't
of
do too
jail.
bad yourself, Scotty. Okay.
Everybody's a kidder. Hey, speaking of,
not kidding.
here's this article in town. This alleged dating scammer can't seem to get a lawyer. He meets this gal on an online dating thing, and this should have been the dead giveaway. His name, Chadwick Duther.
Excuse me, my name is Chadwick.
So apparently he did this out of a gal in Summers, and then he did it some gal in Illinois, and he's gone through about 5 different attorneys, and the last attorney apparently has a conflict of interest because he must have dated one of these gals along the way. So he's being held in jail. Get this, he told this gal he sold his home and needed a place to stay, moving into her apartment. And then the woman became suspicious of the Duther and reported him to police when her jewelry was stolen. His identity then became clear who he was. Oh, he did this with another gal out of McHenry County.
At least he didn't set off the burglar alarm when he was trying to sneak out in the middle of the night.
Boy, Elmo, you're just pushing the envelope.
Looks like I'll be sitting in that chair pretty soon.
Where do you make up this stuff? just, boy.
Hey.
You know what? Here's my suggestion.
We got 1 minute. 1 minute to the top of the hour.
Here's my suggestion. From now on, you start at pizza at 8. when you were in a fog, nobody knew this. Now you come in here sharp as a tack, and you make up all these stories, for God's sakes. Coming up after the hour, we got the top 10. We'll play a little Stump the Chumps, and hopefully Elmo will be gone by then. All right.
You study him hard and hoping to pass. Working your fingers right down to the bone. And the guy behind you won't leave you alone. Ring, ring goes the bell.
Good morning, everybody. If you just joined us, this is Uncle Scotty Barter, and welcome to the August 25th Pick-to-Click edition of the Kenosha Today Weekly Report. We are broadcasting live from Studio A here at AM 1050 WAP on your radio dial. Being brought to you by our major sponsors, the Boathouse Pub and Eatery and Barter's Financial Planning Services, along with a host of other very fine local businesses. We were taking serious journalism to an all-time high, spanning the globe, reporting on national stories, state stories, local issues. You bring out the best in him, Jumbo Jim Tron.
I'm glad. I'm glad to help.
Yeah?
Yeah, for the most part.
Again, joining us this morning. Soon. All right, kill the barnyard.
That's a rhinoceros.
Oh, okay.
I thought it was Scott in the bathroom this morning.
What was that? You thought it was who?
Boys.
No, that was this.
Boys. Come on. Talk about all my children. You know, there's this you two guys, you three guys, are perfect example is why they should have left a couple children behind. All right. Anyway, my personal relationship advisor, Elmo Schneider, is here.
Class! Shut up!
I don't have no class, don't you know?
Oh, that's hilarious.
Also with us, he's each and every Saturday morning, every young snot-nosed little kid's role model, the video coordinator, Spider Ronnie, the love doctor, and of course...
Look at... That's too bad that's off camera.
Just as well. No. I'm lucky I got the sign up right today. Filling in for Wacky Wayne, who's on assignment over at Simmons Field.
Wayne.
Yes.
Is he just drinking beer and eating cheese curds, or is he just...
He was there with JP when I saw him. So
I have no idea.
You got a phone call here, big boy?
I don't know.
Sure.
Good morning. You're in Kenosha today.
Good morning, Kenosha today. It's Irish Ruth.
Okay, just a second. I thought you said we had a phone call. Okay, all right.
You had to mention her earlier.
All right,
in the
Ruthie,
show.
go ahead.
That's on you.
What's up?
It's Ruth. I prefer. I would like to ask Elmo, since he's a member of the German a cappella choir, does he know his ancestry? It's interesting that choir has such a significant importance, especially for the state of Wisconsin, because it was populated by such a heavy concentration of the German ethnic
So
origin.
the question is, does he know his ancestors?
Where's he from
Well,
in Germany?
his dad dated Libby Custer back in the day.
Well,
I don't think so. I don't think so. But
let him answer.
I do know that I had a great uncle that was killed in a concentration camp in Germany. Yeah, he got drunk and fell out of the guard tower.
Oh, hey!
Well, I have ancestry in
shouldn't make fun of
List
that. I know.
and Richter, List and Richter in Austria, and also in other parts of Germany, and I was fascinated because of the a cappella choir. It's so significantly important with that music.
We start rehearsing a week from Tuesday, actually, for the next.
And you know what else?
Up.
As an attorney, Elmo, I had an uncle who was an attorney.
Who's an attorney?
Wait a minute, you were a lawyer?
No. I had an uncle who was an attorney, but he was not of the German. He goes all the way back to early colonial times.
So
His
how much
family
time did he?
ancestry-
How much time did he spend in prison?
None, but he was English, and he's an attorney. So I'm curious about this question. I wouldn't do it. I would not use it as a storm the stage thing. But you have no women who sing in the choir. It's
That's
all
because
fellas.
it's a male chorus.
Hey, Irish
Well, I
Ruth,
understand that.
Did you ever hear the
I
name?
understand.
Irish, I'm talking. Did you
I
ever hear the
understand
name
that, but-
All Male Chorus?
Yeah, and I like it that way. But
Oh,
technically,
boy.
you are on a gender discrimination.
No, they're
thing.
not. It's a
too
male. It's a
bad.
male club.
Too bad.
Well, I like it that way.
Well,
I
okay,
enjoy
all right.
that.
We're losing it. We lose that.
I think we lost her.
See, same thing happened when she called last week. Wayne, you guys probably hit the wrong sound button.
No, don't
And
blame
the
it on me.
Atmospheric conditions.
Is that what it is?
Better get Mr. Perry back here and get up on that
Yeah, I think we
430 foot
called
tower.
Dave Janser.
Put some more tinfoil
Take a
on
look
there.
at it.
I know. Where was I at?
I don't know.
Status of this morning's Secret Word Challenge. And if you happen to get lucky and say this morning's secret word, we're going to send you a Boathouse $20 gift card. And coming up this half hour after the top 10 here, if he's awake, this is week 5 of our new segment here on Kenosha Today Show featuring a true Kenosha treasure in his own right. Captain Mike, now known as Seabiscuit, calling in was his inspiring Kenosha. And he took notes earlier in the week about Tuesday. Maybe this is him. Good morning, you're on Kenosha Today.
Good morning, Scott.
Good morning. How you feeling?
Captain Mike.
Captain Mike.
Shocking.
I'm feeling all right. I can't get my voice so high.
Hey, I got a question for you.
I got a high voice for a reason.
Irish Ruth
yeah.
All right, listen. Irish
Go
Ruth
ahead.
just called, and now you're calling. Are you two in the same room? Were you guys
She's my
together last night?
lawyer. She's my lawyer.
A liar.
Liar.
Okay,
Yeah.
now.
Pants
if-
on
if-
fuego. Who says that? Go ahead.
Medically speaking, you're doing okay with that one issue?
Well, I don't know. I have an appointment to see something.
See something?
You know, Captain, I just recalled that
Doctor, one hung low there. Go ahead. But go ahead.
you know the same doctor that you're going to see. I was there. I had to bring my father there, and we commented on the show some months ago. And I'm sitting in the waiting room, and they're playing on the music that's being piped in is "Highway to Hell" by AC/DC. Now, what in a urologist office? Why would you have something like that in there? So
Well, maybe some doctors have a connection with God. Some have a connection the other way, maybe.
Okay,
He's
so
got the shoot.
how are you
Oh,
going
the shoot,
to
you know?
inspire Kenosha today with all the snot-nosed little kids going back to school?
I wrote down the theme. You said it's back to school.
Okay, you got that part right. Where's the inspiration?
I don't know. Give them a six-pack or something. They find the building. Bottle of Corbel, and if they happen to pass, you know. Same thing with their parents, man. I don't know.
So you brought nothing. We gave you an extra day on Tuesday. I clearly remember you writing this down on a barn napkin. And,
and what I wrote down was back to school theme. Last week was inspired with the professional midget basketball league. And now this, I wrote it down. He said back to school theme. So
right. So you're inspiring all the snot-nosed little kids to take a six-pack and a bottle of Corbel, head off to the 4th grade.
Taxpayer-funded hip
Stay away from my house. I don't care what they do.
What do you have in your lunchbox, Joey? You got some Corbel and Jägermeister and
the exploding lunchbox trick.
Well, this brings me up to this week's top 10. You can stay with us for this and add or subtract anything. The top 10 school supplies required by the Kenosha Unified School System. You ready?
I'm ready.
Hang on.
In the dresser.
Number 10. Transgender trolley uniforms. Number 9. A Paul Manafort backpack to hide your drug money. Number 8. An ad hoc cigarette holder. Number 7. A new Etch-a-Sketch laptop computer. Number 6. A letter from the judge authorizing the use of your leg monitor. You can relate to that, right?
Certainly.
Number 5. Replace all your crayons with Jell-O shots. Number 4. The manual Cheating on Final Exams for Dummies. Number 3. A Dumb as Rocks tattoo that clearly shows that you are barely smarter than a 5th grader. Number 2. Your school photo must match the one on display in front of the post office. And the number 1 school supply required by the Kenosha Unified School System. Now pay attention to this.
Go ahead.
A package of number 2 pencils, 2 tubes of super glue, and 2 rolls of 2-ply toilet paper when you have to go number 2. Get it?
I think you're wrong. I think you're wrong, man. I think you're wrong.
You're going to be wearing a tutu?
Number one is the ruler, man. The ruler.
Cross the knuckles.
Get a lawyer. So
Nobody has ever challenged the top 10 on the air.
The ruler.
Did you have 10 this week?
I think I did.
Yeah, he had 10.
I did 10.
Yeah.
Sometimes I...
It was like 4 and number 1, but yeah.
How about your off to school song, man?
Do we have one?
Sure.
I don't know.
Listen to this. Da 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 da. Hi ho, it's off to school we go. We learn some junk and then we flunk. Hi ho, hi ho. Hi ho. It's off to school we go. From 9 to 3 is misery. Hi ho, hi ho, hi ho.
Boy, a lot of thought went into that
I
thing.
love that one. That is amazing.
I always don't. Hi ho, it's off to school we go with razor blades and hand grenades. Hi ho, hi ho, hi ho.
Welcome to the karaoke version.
That's a good one. That's good. Hey, what is that? Chicago, Kenosha, Today's Show, and a school teacher have in common?
Just a second. Put your hand on that button.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Okay. The teacher says, "Can you please pay a little attention?" And the pupil says, "I'm paying as little attention as I can."
See, you are bringing something to the table. You just need a little encouragement.
Yeah, that's it, man. Thank you.
And it was clean. I like that.
It was clean. Okay, here's what. I remember I used to drive trains for a living. It was my real job.
Yeah.
Let's see.
He's got material.
Okay, well, what's the difference between a teacher and a train?
No. Okay. What?
Well, a teacher says, "Spit out that gum," and a train says, "Choo choo."
You were doing so well, too.
And I say bye-bye. I know that was too much.
All right. Hey, we'll see you at the conference this afternoon.
At the church. Okay. See ya.
See you later, Mike.
Bye.
Take care, Captain Mike. Yeah.
Oh, that was inspirational.
That was something.
What? I don't know, but it was something.
That was something.
Now, to all you wonderful snot-nosed little kids that don't want to go to school, just call us here, 262-694-1050, and sign up for the Kenosha Today homeschooling.
That's right. Holy moly.
Look at that. Holy moly.
We got our first student.
The phones line up. Our first student. Good morning. You're on Kenosha Today.
Yeah, hey, what do you do with an elephant that has 3 balls?
Oh,
Just a
okay.
second.
Yeah, it's,
Well, wait a minute. Do we have an answer?
That's
we get rid of him?
yeah.
Well, do we have an answer?
We lost him.
Yep.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well,
we didn't like where that joke was going.
It's the equipment here. You
It's the equipment.
Oh, geez, I was willing to roll the dice and take a gamble. You're the only employee here. What do we care?
I'm protecting my job.
All right, since we're done with that, now
judgment call.
Look, boys and girls. Anyway, if anybody wants to sign up for the Kenosha Today homeschooling, give us a call, 262-694.
You must be able to swim the moat at Barter Manor to be able to attend school.
You know who are pretty good swimmers? Pandas.
You know, you interrupted me for that.
Sounds like a Martian.
You know, we were talking about this at another production meeting because we meet pretty regular, and we were talking about swimming in the harbor, and we brought up swimming. My dad taught me how to swim in the harbor, and I was doing pretty good too. Once I cut myself out of the burlap bag, man, I made it back. To
Got
shore.
the rocks out of the bottom.
Thanks, Dad.
That cement block, I tell you what, tied to my leg.
My dad already sold my bike, for God's sake.
Rented your room out.
Yeah.
Here's such a disappointment. Get in the water. Get in there.
So you won't feel a thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I won't feel a thing.
But, you know, I think we'd be good at homeschooling. We'll start with 4th graders. I told this story, didn't I? About the Holy Moly. You guys heard it.
So we're talking about the Barter Charter School?
I took my 2 grandsons. I took my 2 grandsons golfing some years ago. They were 10 and 8 at the time. So we get down to the boathouse, go figure, because it was a beautiful Saturday afternoon. So the little guys...
Does that make a difference?
No.
If it was a lousy day, you'd be down there too. Right?
Well, listen, Elmo, I'm in enough trouble because of you. So. Anyway, so we're sitting there, and they ordered a little kitty cocktail, and Grandpa ordered this big, tall soda. And so my 10-year-old says, you know, Grandpa, why don't you ever consider homeschooling us? And, of course, I said, I don't think anybody will sign off on that deal. And he says, oh, this would be great. We can golf every day, get a nice tan, come down here. He says, who needs the 4th grade? So just about then, a wedding party comes in, you know, between the wedding and the reception. And this gorgeous-looking gal, probably early 20s, with cleavage just flopping out all over the place. And Grandpa had his, probably on his number 2. And I said, holy moly. And the boy said, what's holy moly, Grandpa? I said, boys, right there, that's holy moly. So the next day, they're watching MTV. Britney Spears comes on in some scantily clad outfit, and the boys are going, holy moly, oh, look at that. Hey, Dylan, look at that, holy moly. My daughter comes running in and says, what's holy moly? Well, Grandpa Scott says, right there, that's holy moly. So this prompts a call from my daughter. She says, what are you trying to do, corrupt my sons? And I goes, they want me to homeschool. I'm just trying to give them a well-rounded education.
Well-rounded, yep.
Holy moly.
Oh, geez. We were going to play Stump the Chumps. Hey, I should you know, one time I didn't introduce thing right, and I got criticized because I didn't promote it right.
Gotcha.
So, hey, boys and girls.
Yes, Uncle Scotty.
Here at Studio A.
Moms and dads.
Says that it's 11:21, and everybody knows what time that means. It's time to strut their stuff and try to stump the chumps. And if you're successful in stumping the chumps, you will then have the privilege, high honor, of joining us as a guest host on an upcoming show. And they won't be forced to come here on a payroll for $25 an hour like you are. trying to work the crowd for you.
Oh, that's hilarious.
Huge opportunity for our audience to bring something of intelligence, sophistication, or just general nonsense and prove to the rest of the Kenosha Today Nation that we are barely smarter than a 5th graders. I don't think we need to clear the phone lines for this.
No.
So we're going to take your trivia question or a song title, and the first caller to successfully stump the Kenosha Today Chumps, which this morning consists of Elmo, Spider Ron, JumboJimTron.com, and myself, 262-694-1050, and we'll see what happens here. This is not, you know, sometimes people, they don't call us right away, but you got to know the answer. If you give us a trivia
you just can't, what is the speed velocity?
We've caught people cheating in the past where they
Some
didn't
people
have
actually
the correct answers. So.
Go to this thing called the Internet.
The Internet?
Yeah.
Don't know it.
Internet.
Oh, that's where they have the Google.
Yeah, that place there.
Yep.
And, oh, geez, I got
a lot better than the Bing.
The Bing?
Bing sucks.
Oh, it's horrible.
Yeah, it's in trouble, too.
Bing's in trouble?
Yep.
I got to read a sponsor, boys.
He didn't get he didn't get paid a lot, but the tips were enormous. Hey, man.
Answer the phone, will you, Jack? Good morning. You're on Kenosha today.
Good morning. Calling from the Ozarks.
All right, Denny.
Thought I'd try and stump you guys.
All right.
I like it when you call in because you're in the Ozarks, and if you win, we don't have to pay you. Or we can pay you, but you got to come to town.
There you go.
All right, what's your question?
What are the only two areas, sports in the Olympics that involve men and women competing equally?
In the Winter Olympics?
Olympics, period.
Oh.
No,
and I'll give you this. They are not the Winter Olympics.
So the ice dancing is out then, because okay.
So
that was going to be my guess.
Where do women and men compete? Probably at the bar.
Oh, the archery, the field.
Oh, the archery? Is that right?
Well, wait, they do the guns, and then they do, I don't know.
Oh, yeah, that could be. You know, with the rifle and the bow and arrow and that business?
That's the decathlon.
Okay.
Well, but it's the rifle competition.
Actually, that could be it, since Bruce Jenner won the decathlon, and he's now a woman.
That's the best we're coming up with, Dennis. Is that it?
Yeah, that changed the whole game there.
It's funny. It's funny.
So is that right?
Oh.
No.
Okay, what is it?
The two areas are actually the equestrian events and the yachting sailing events. There are some events in sailing where they compete equally,
Equestrian,
and also
that makes
in
sense.
equestrian, and those are the only two.
Now, Denny, you from Kenosha. You were a product of the Kenosha Unified School System, and yet you know this. So you must have been an honor roll student back in the day, right?
Yeah, I was on a roll.
So did you participate at the Kenosha Billiards place?
Oh God, yes. In fact, I got to be a fairly good pool player on those regulation tables. And then when you become of age, where you can go into the saloons, then they all had the bar tables. That was like shooting fish in a barrel. That was extremely easy compared to...
Get off the 8-foot table, that's it. You're not on the 6-foot
table.
table.
We grew up on the big tables, and I mean, you get on a bar table, you could do that with...
What happened?
Still there. That's
I'm
on
here.
Oh, there you are.
He's dropping out.
So
the other sport is pairs of ice skating, figure skating.
Oh, well, he wouldn't trick us like that.
No, the male and the female actually do compete together against other males and females.
That's what I brought up. Yeah.
But Dennis wouldn't try to trick us because he was a...
No, that's fine. I get it.
Not the Winter
I'm just,
Olympics.
He
I'm
was
not questioning it.
He was a solid
I'm making a
D+
point.
student, weren't you?
I was a what?
A solid D+ student.
Absolutely.
Hey, back in the day when at the hole, which is the billiards, was there an age that you had to be to get in there?
At one time, I think they wanted you to be 16, but man, we started going down there way before that.
So you didn't waste...
I was a pretty good pool player by the time I was 14 years old on a regulation table.
Well, that made your mom proud, I'm sure.
Well, a lot of guys became really good pool players.
Yep.
So how would you... because Bradford
Here's
was
a question. Who ran the hole back in the day?
At that time was Willie Dam.
No.
Willie Dam?
The original guy, way back.
Oh, that was I want to say it was not Mingle. Bartley House's O'Mara.
Ali O'Mara ran the hole. So that's it.
I think that was maybe before Willie Dam.
It could have been.
Yep.
And back in the 50s and 60s, it was Willie Dam, and then he sold to three guys. He sold to Babe Thompson, who was a state champion pool player, Butch Migliano.
Oh yeah.
And Dick Hannes.
Oh yeah. Okay. Remember that.
Those three guys bought the hole, and they were partners in it, and they had it for some time, and. I believe they bought it from Willie, when Willie got out. Yeah, but he had it for when we were kids back in the, would have been the 50s, 60s.
Now, when you, because Bradford High School is just like 2-3 blocks up the street. How did you get out of school?
Well, first of all, when I went, we went split shifts.
Oh, that's right. So that would have been early 60s, about 62, about 62, 3 or 4, somewhere in there.
63 and 64, correct.
How many years did it take you to get through high school, Dennis?
Yeah, that's why I'm living in Arkansas now. With the average person, when you speak to them and they refer to their senior year as the 3rd grade.
Hey, the Spider just wanted to ask me, you know a guy from the hole named Chick?
A guy from the hole named Chick?
Wasn't Chick Hoff, was it?
No, it was a good pool player. Maxer knew him, which pool with him. And
Well, I knew Chick Hoff real well.
Oh, sure. I went to school with him. I just saw him a couple weeks ago at an outing, golf at the Dare outing.
Same with.
So
Chick's got to be a year or two older than I am.
He graduated in 63. When did you graduate?
Right, 65. So yeah, 2 years older.
All right.
Scott, you graduated?
Barely. Well, Dennis, I appreciate you calling. And so when did
I stumped you guys, and you don't have to give anything away.
If you come to town, we'll buy you a can of beer.
Well, it's a sit-in on your show.
$1.75, Keystone Light.
If you come, Dennis, you got to sit in here for 2 hours.
Because you won.
That's your penalty.
That's your prize, air quotes.
Yeah, right.
First place is sitting in for 2 hours.
Yeah.
And what? Second place is 3 hours.
You're getting the hang of this, Dennis.
Second place is having to listen to all over again.
Yeah. All right, I got to go to a break.
See you guys
Thanks.
up there if I get up.
All right, thanks. All right, nice to hear. We're streaming to the Ozarks. Yeah. All right, we got to take one more break. And then we got, we didn't ever do our high five zingers and doofus. What's the...
That's after the break.
I know, but what's the theme today?
As the pencil sharpener turns.
As the pencil sharpener turns. And that's when we go,
okay, I got you.
See, you're too busy doing farmyard.
I can go back to that.
No. All right, we'll be back in a couple minutes.
I got for football and track. I'm proud to wear it now when I cruise around the other parts of the town. I got my decal and bag, so be true to
We are back and heading down the home stretch on the Kenosha Today trolley ride this morning. If you just joined us, this is the August 25th edition of the Kenosha Today Weekly Report, coming to you live to over 1.4 million people residing in the WIP listening area. Being brought to you by our major sponsors, the Boathouse Pub and Eatery, and Barter's Financial Planning Services, along with a host of many other very fine local businesses. This morning's cast of characters, my relationship advisor, and his bees chasing me all over. Almost Schneider's here.
For today, at least.
Not.
What's happening over by you?
I had a fly chasing me.
He was landing on his head.
Did you shower this morning?
Flies are attracted to.
Got it.
You guys.
Got it. Ew.
From the galaxy called...
Next time I won't use my
You know
hand.
what you do with that fly? Put
juicy
that in your WIP break room and put it on a thing, and I bet you guys like Palmer and...
We'll just tape it to the wall.
Yeah. They'll eat it. From the galaxy called Spider Dome, the Love Doctor / Cabana Boy, who... what do you take on... now that summer's almost over, you're not going to be a cabana boy.
You got to close the pool down?
Yeah, another couple of weeks. I'll be Frosty the Snowman.
Well, get a new carrot and you'll be just fine. Along with our engineer board operator, filling in for Wacky Wayne, JumboJimTron.com man, who's just excited as all hell to be here.
Oh, hi, guys.
Next week, we will be here for only 90 minutes.
Thank God.
Until 11:30, we preempted by a Carthage football game. And if you happen to miss that show on Saturday, you can also tune in AM 1050 WP tomorrow at noon and listen to the replay of this morning's broadcast.
Relive the magic.
Status of the Secret Word Challenge to win a $20 Boathouse gift card from Barter's Financial Planning Services is still yet to be named. And don't forget, I guess that's it. And now, boys and girls.
Do we have a call?
Oh, I guess we do. Thank you for pointing that out. Good morning on Kenosha Today. That's really good, Jumbo Jim.
Hey, there was a call.
Really?
There was a call, yeah, but
Yeah.
since you don't pay attention and
Well,
to
I
these
was
things, so-
involved with.
Well, there's certain points in
somebody
times
calling.
you guys to be,
Okay.
you know.
It's a call-in show, so pick up
let's-
the phone.
Well,
Good morning, you're on Kenosha Today.
Yes, it's Irish Ruth.
Oh, come on. What the?
Earth to Kenosha Today. I have a stump for you.
That game's over.
Yeah, it's already done.
A stump the chump that's got to still be around.
Make it quick.
Okay, this would be a great introduction song for the German a cappella choir. My favorite version is in German. I would like to know the artist who recorded it, a very powerful song. That's a clue, under the title, I Am Your Lady.
All right.
Ruth, I'll sing you a song. It's our favorite in the choir.
All right, we're going to have to, for him to do this, we have to disconnect you, though.
Okay.
Go ahead, Elmo.
Right.
Bär and die Jägermeister, tra-la-la-la-la, Bär und die Jägermeister, tra-la-la-la-la-la, Bär und die Jägermeister, tra-la-la-la-la, ein Schlag und die Jägermeister's Fetz, Schlag, Schlag.
This is the Kenosha Today All Request line.
I think I'd rather listen to Irish Ruth.
And now, boys and girls, it's time for this week's special editorial segment, High Five Zingers and Doofuses, this morning's headliner.
Hey, do I want to give a clue to the...
Not yet.
Not yet.
Well, we got to get through this first. All right, all right.
What is happening to the show?
That's
That's what I want to know.
We always give the clue right after the break.
All right,
so
give a clue.
I have a musical clue today, since
Okay.
La la la.
Zippity-doo-dah, zippity-yay, my oh my, what a wonderful day.
Okay.
What is, again, I'm asking, what is happening to this show?
We're not sure yet.
Okay.
Anyway, this morning's headliner, as the pencil sharpener turns. Like the sands of the hourglass in the days of our lives. This week's high five goes to Stephanie and Ricky Oberg for rushing to pull out a 60-year-old man out of his burning car after the man had suffered some type of medical situation, crashed his car into a light bulb. We applaud them for their actions for reacting to this situation, and I honestly don't feel that people just driving around town with the expectations of trying to be a hero, except for guys like Elmo and Jumbo Jim and Spider and myself. But Kenosha is special. When times are tough, our tough step up and lend a hand. In this case, it just might have saved a life. So to Stephanie and Ricky Oberg, we thank you and salute you for your efforts.
Kenosha is special, and some people even more special.
You start going to cry?
No.
Elmo, you got a zinger?
I can make one up here.
Okay, well, it's your turn.
My zinger here is to the all the politicians in the city of Milwaukee that now has per capita the highest murder rate in the entire United States, so surpassing even the stuff that goes on in Chicago. When will these people up there learn they got to lock these people up rather than letting them back out on the street and giving them guns? So that's
Word.
Sheriff Best basically said that same thing,
Yeah.
and he got in a little trouble. So I'm hoping that's not going to give us in trouble.
But you're going to get in trouble.
He hasn't been elected.
Yeah, well, he's been elected.
I want to be
You want to run for mayor?
What?
I'll be your campaign manager.
Well, we actually, that's going to, we have a breaking news for that.
All right, let me finish this off. This week's Doofus Award goes to President Trump's former lawyer, Michael Cohen, who is now asking the public to pay his legal bills, which are now in excess of $1 million, along with the $1.4 million owes the IRS. To this, we say
poppycock.
The Trumpster's former fixer set up a GoFundMe page after pleading guilty this week to tax evasion, bank fraud, and violating campaign finance. And to this, I say, go fund yourself. However, I might be presented to make a small donation if he was going to arrange for me to say mix and mingle with Stormy Daniels. And to that, I say, you go, Uncle Scotty. And there you have it, folks, as the pencil sharpener turns for this Saturday, August 25th, 2018. I'm Scotty Barber, and I approve this message. All right, did you have some breaking news? Did you have some breaking news that you wanted?
Oh, breaking news, and this will be soon to be reported in the brand new Peach Union Park Tavern newsletter, which just the informational version came out for September and August, but the October edition will have the thing that space aliens are going to fund Scott Barter's third run for mayor of Kenosha.
Ooh.
To the tune of $4 quadrillion. Okay. He will still probably lose even with that much of funding, but...
Well, thanks for your faith in me, Elmo. And you're my relationship advisor?
Well, I'm going to become your campaign manager after this. So
well, you ain't doing very good as my financial or my relationship advisor.
Yeah, given
my
the
phone
text
lights
message.
up there. So I want to say thank you to KRS Painting Corporation. Would that fly bothering you too?
I know that, in fact, too many kids that begin with pot end up with heroin, then on to LSD. I know that if you drink, you suffer a loss of judgment if you drink to excess. But I also know that judgment returns when you sober up. Yeah. I know. And so, you never know when you're going to slip out again. This is now, Bentley, not a couple of years ago. We've had time now to see and study the effects of LSD. People who haven't had a dose in weeks sail out on another trip. They never know when. The minute they drop one acid capsule or ingest it in any way, they bought the farm. They've lost any chance to depend on and even restore that most precious of all inner senses, judgment. And to my way of thinking, without judgment, you might as well be dead. Your brain is, so why not the rest of you? We were talking about marijuana. We still are. Marijuana is the flame, heroin is the fuse, LSD is the bomb. So don't you try to equate liquor with marijuana, mister, not with me. You may sell that jazz to another pothead, but not to somebody who spends most of their time holding some sick kid's head while he vomits and retches sitting on a curbstone at 4 o'clock in the morning. And when his knees get enough starch back in him so he can stand up and empty his pockets, you can bet he'll turn out a stick or two of marijuana. And you can double your money, he'll be holding a sugar cube or a cap or two. So don't you con me with your mind expansion slop. I deal with kids every day. I try to clean up the mess that people like you make out of them. I'm the expert here. You're not.
Well, thank you, Sergeant Friday. Just the facts, ma'am. That's all we wanted. That whole thing began because get rid of that fly. I'm going to call John Perry and have him come in here.
Put some fly strips up.
No pest strips up here. Anyway, that whole thing started because at the beginning of the show, I was talking about the voters going to in November
a referendum,
an advisory referendum to see if we should legalize medical marijuana. And Shirley called in naturally and said that it would be good for her business. And Irish Ruth called.
Pot out in the garage.
And Irish Ruth called in and sounded like she was already smoking some already. And anyway, and if people feel that schools should start for all the wonderful snot-nosed little kids before Labor Day or after Labor Day, we have a phone call here. Good morning.
You sound surprised.
Well, good morning. You're in Kenosha today.
Yeah, surprise, surprise, eh?
Who's this?
Hey, this is Jeff from Kenosha.
Okay, Jeff, what's up?
Yep.
Jack Webb, I tell you what, one of the few people that transitioned from radio with the same show to TV.
Sure did.
Yes, he did.
And the master, I've always thought of him as the master of soliloquy.
Mm-hmm.
You just played, about a 60-second slot where he just rambled, and hit every intonation and everything like that. I always thought that Jack Webb was fantastic.
Did you ever see the segment he did with Johnny on the Johnny Carson show? It had to be in the early '60s about the copper clappers.
Oh, yep.
Oh, that was hilarious!
Clapper.
Yeah. Oh, that was great.
Yeah, I did, but I think Jack Webb. You look at what they were talking about. There were times that, they weren't. It was just a cop show from week to week, and then every once in a while they popped in with something that actually had facts in it. Like
he basically lived as a cop too. Yeah. He did Adam 12.
Yeah.
And
see, Jeff, unlike this show where we have 2 hours of
yeah, and you can't string together 3 sentences.
there's a drop for you.
Copper clappers.
Ring the bell.
He's got a drop for you. Go ahead.
What?
I thought you said you had a drop.
No. That's a drop for you right there.
Okay.
Make a note.
Yeah.
Take that one out.
All right, Jeff. Well.
All right, guys. You have a great weekend.
All right, take it.
Very good, Jeff.
Last time I was on this show, it's been a while, and that's where this little nugget came from.
It's the crappiest show on radio, the crappiest show I know. It's the crappiest show on radio, the crappiest show I know. There's no other word to describe the show, so that's what I'm telling you so. It's the crappiest show on radio, the crappiest show I know.
Can we
and we're proud of it, too.
Yeah. Made my mom proud.
You got another call.
Good morning. You're on Kenosha today.
Hey, Scott and everybody. How you guys doing?
Hey, Dennis.
Nice.
Yep.
Okay.
Thanks
for calling.
I was talking to you.
Yep.
Still going through the medical journey.
Oh, you haven't gotten rid of it yet?
The kidney stone, which they thought had left, has come back.
Oh, no. That's uninvited?
Uninvited, so I'm getting it sonically blown up on Tuesday.
And then you got to pass it.
Oh.
Right, the little bits that are left after they blow it up.
Here we have some help for you. Here, Dennis.
It helps if you do It helps if you do this.
Forget going to the doctor. We're covered under Medicare. We'll pay your.
We're gonna put you in a room with Captain Mike when he's got you two together in there.
Oh, no.
God.
Yeah,
No.
make sure your gown is tied tight too.
Well, I'll tell you what. We both better have medical marijuana then.
Oh, now I'm trying to visualize these two sharing a semi-private room in a hospital.
And a joint?
And a joint. You know, when the nurse comes in and says, "What do you want for dinner?" and just say, a fat boy and
everything.
No, everything.
I'm on medical marijuana, man.
They're just looking. They're looking forward to the sponge baths. That's it. Okay.
To each other. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
I had a buddy that had to share a hospital room with a real jerk one time, and he called his wife up, and he said, "Bring my universal remote control TV controller. Bring it next time you visit." So she came, and the guy that he was with wanted to watch everything on TV that he wanted to watch. They had to share a TV. So when the guy wasn't looking, he set the universal to the TV they had in the room, and he changed the channel. And the guy would get all angry and go, "What's going on?" And then he'd go back to what channel he was watching, and the guy would secretly change the channel again. So the nurse came in, and the guy was going, "What's wrong with this television? I want it on this channel. It keeps switching by itself." So she looks at my buddy and goes, "What's he talking about?" And he goes, "He's been acting real crazy lately. He's nuts." So they got him out of the room.
You know what? Here's what I can guarantee you. You and Captain Mike sharing a hospital room, you'll be watching a lot of porn. That's all I can tell you.
Oh.
You guys won't be arguing about one thing.
Yeah, but do I have to be in the room when Shirley and Irish Ruth visit Captain Mike?
Oh, good.
They're going to strap you down with duct tape. Strap you down with duct tape. So how's, now since this is yet to be diffused or whatever the medical term is, are you still spooning?
I'm more or less forking now.
Sporking? Sporking?
Yeah, we'll go easy on that stuff,
Yes.
We don't.
Well, you've got some hot topics today, I'm telling you something.
We do?
Yeah.
Like what?
Well, when we were in Nashville, it was the first week in August, and the kids down there started school already, and it was 101 degrees.
Good. I'm glad for them.
And they had a girls' track team from a high school working out outside.
Oh, sure. You happened to see that, too, didn't you?
Well, I passed by, and I mentioned to a lady...
sure. You stop with binoculars, Dennis. Come on.
Just go a little bit out of my way. It's only 4 miles, but
I mentioned to the lady in the store, I said, you're really cruel to your kids down here. You make them work out in 101-degree heat. That girls' track team was working out outside today, and the lady in the store goes, "I wouldn't let my girl work out with that." So, I don't know. I think it's too early. Let the kids enjoy the summer.
He's from Waterford. That's why he's thinking that you're into farm animals out there.
That was an
No,
ape.
don't forget. I substitute teach.
That's right. Yeah.
Where in Waterford?
Some local area schools.
Well,
yeah.
when did they start?
I believe they go back right after Labor Day.
Okay, like the Tuesday.
Yeah.
Hey, if you feel better, Captain's having his birthday party on that Sunday.
I heard. I was there last year. It was great.
Oh.
Yeah.
In fact, I gave him his pirate outfit.
The pirate outfit.
Yeah.
So I'll try and Nancy and I will try and make it. I mean, what's her name and I?
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, if she can't make it, we'll. He's got a lot of friends that you could indulge with, and he's kind of on the lam right now.
Well, Nancy would say that I had a lot of gall, but they took my gallbladder out. So.
I'll give him the flush for that. Give him the flush for that. Come on, we can't.
No.
We have standards.
We have standards.
All right, Dennis. Good luck on that too, by the way.
Thanks. I'll talk to you guys.
All right, later. All right, we're winding down here.
I got a detailed, hospital stories. I remember my grandfather one time had to go in the hospital for surgery, so a bunch of his golfing buddies go in there, and what did they bring him? Booze and cigarettes. They're like partying up in the hospital room. They're getting drunk and smoking cigarettes, and the nurses come in there and go, what the hell's going on in here?
How long ago was that?
Long time ago.
When the doctors are walking through the hallway smoking cigarettes.
Smoking cigarettes, right.
You shouldn't smoke, but Lucky Strikes are the best one to smoke. Just, 9 out of 10 doctors.
I haven't been in a hospital probably since I was a kid, had my tonsils out. I've led a pretty healthy life. Mm-hmm. Right, Elmo?
Looks like
That's what alcohol does, kind of preserves
pickles.
Kill every germ in your body. That's it.
The only other thing I had was